Okay, so we want to watch the time. We don't want to take too much time. So I'm introducing you to these things. Okay, and so this is 295. Full length virtual fretboard with total patterns long and short. Old 69 or 94 piano key fretboard. So remember, there's no magic here. This thing probably goes around twice, maybe thrice, in what I'm trying to teach you here, which is the circle of tri-modal cages. So what I'm trying to say is, zoom back out, the reason why this thing is the old 69er is a separate subject, and that is to cover the lowest note in the 94 key piano board to the highest note, which is the high D, which is up there. As you can see, we have the high D up here, which is 2. Okay, root plus 4. This is root plus 1, root plus 2, root plus 3. Root plus 4 is an octave above this. Okay, and then down here we have the low, low, low 4 in the F minor 7, major 7th there, and there it is right there. That's the only reason it's right here. This stuff down here is just cage links, and I'm going to be working on them in the next chart. The way that I display those cage links, I actually have that chart for you. I have the predecessor, the one that I made this morning. I'll show you in a minute. So this is what we got. It's going to go around as many times as it goes around. Here it goes, it really only takes this much for it to cycle once. Okay, and it could be even more times than that, because look how close together these guys are. Okay, so my labeling technique has to be improved here, but these are accurate for what they are, and we'll get the pattern. So there's like 3 or 4 of them over the whole thing. The modal, now why is the modal 7, all 7 cages only go from essentially here to here? Let's look at that. Let's face it, if it goes from here to here, okay, here's 4, 5, 6. Here's 4, 5, 6. That's it. That's it, folks. It's only this, and here's your fret nut. Here's your fret nut. Okay, so it's only this much. All right. Why do the modal cages, all 7 of them now, why do they only take up what looks like the equivalent of, oh gosh, the C cage, A, G, E, D, practically just the cage interval down here, C, A, G, E, D, and then a couple more? Well, because you got 5 and 2 more, because you got 7, so that might be a hint right there, because each long pattern adds a cage. So to remember, just to recap now, so it depends on how they're cage linked. So again, I explained that the short patterns are cage linked. 3, 4, 5 links to 5, 6, links to 6, 7 root, links to 7 root 2, links to 2, 3, 4. Okay, links to 3, 4, 5. Now the long patterns are linked such as follows. Watch this. Root 2, 3 links to 2, 3, 4, links to 3, 4, 5, links to 4, 5, 6, links to 5, 6, 7, links to 6, 7 root, links to 7 root 2, links to root 2, 3. That's how they're linked together. Okay, so there are cage links involved. I'm going to have a better banner and labeling scheme worked up for you in next week, by next week or the end of this week. Okay, so let's jump right into this. Now I'm going back to the pentatonic, the root C pentatonic guitar fretboard. Again, you have, and this is the new chart, this is 296. down C tuned, normal E tuned. Pentatonic means that I've just blackened the Locrian and the Lydian, roots, if you will. Okay, so we can see the pentatonics easier, but they're still there. And then the ones with the letters on them are the accidentals. Accidentals, the accidentals. Okay, and that's they carry the string shaped labels. Now let's look at the long pattern here. Here's how they are linked: 7 root 2, root 2 3, 2 3 4. Notice they count: 7 root 2 3 4 5 6 7. So how many cages are there? There's 7. Okay, going around the usual circle here. C, G, D, and then add 3. So we get A long, E long, and C long. And we don't have an A short anymore. We have A long, C long, and A is replaced by A long, C long, and E long, and C long. And then we go to E, and then we go to C. So they're going to loop around. Once we get to the 6, 7 root on the G here, it's going to loop back down to the 7 here. Why I started on 7 is probably just because of here. Now, there's a different, with the short patterns, okay? With the short patterns, let's look over here a second, because we got to compare it to the short patterns. Short patterns, every other string is a string shaped fifth above the lower one. Okay, so with caged, we just count every other word in caged. So C-A-G, the fifth of C is G, skipping A. The fifth of A is E, skipping G in the word caged. Okay, so it's every other string is a string shaped fifth, and they would stack like that. So here they're linked together. Okay, so we got 7 root 2 linked to 2. Then we have them linked at 3. Then we have them linked at 5. Then 6, it's a pentatonic scale. Root 2, 3, 5, 6. So they're linked at the pentatonics, whereas my modal cages are linked on every scale member. So I'm sure the concept of modal cages has been around for a long time. I'm doing it. I'm at that point in my life where I'm going to do this. I'm trying to sell you an idea. It's not a real product, Anyway, so these guys stack up every other one. So 7 root 2 would be there. Skip 1 to the 3, 4, 5. It's every other string shape, every other caged link kind of thing. And you get 3, 4, 5 there. Skip the A to the G, and you get the G here. So that's how that works. But with the diatonic, with the modal, we're going to take every third string shape. So it's going to be 7 root 2 is there. Skip 2 string shapes, two cage link string shapes. There's your E string shape. There's your D string shape. And we're going to go to C. So it's every third one. Isn't that interesting? Okay, we're back. So keep in mind, you can always do modal in the short pattern stacks, okay? It's just that in the C box, you'd have to go to the C box for the Lydian there. And in the E box, you'd go there for the Locrian. So in the normal E-shaped C box here, or even say an E-shaped F, but I'd rather do it in C because say in the key of C, I can do the Locrian scale there. Okay, and you could do in the C box here, wherever you see, you can do the Locrian, the Lydian scale off the F, just following the C. Okay, so you can still do them in the short patterns, but in this scheme they have their own cages. So that's it. That's the good lesson for today. I hope you all learned something, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. And from Andy's Free Guitar Chart.